In the previous video, we talked about how to tie the leader line. In this video, we'll discuss how long the leader line should be. The recommended length of the leader line is slightly shorter than the distance from the reel to the rod tip. This has two advantages. First, the leader knot won't get caught in the guides, which has less impact on casting. Second, when changing lures or taking a break, we often hook the lure onto the rod's hook keeper or the reel. In this case, the line near the top guide will fold, and since PE lines are relatively stiff, this fold could damage the line. Next, we'll focus on how to determine the leader length based on different usage scenarios. Obstacle or structure areas. Adjust the leader length based on where the obstacle or structure is likely to cause friction. Ensure the leader length is longer than the point of friction. For instance, if there are underwater rocks 60 to 70 centimeters deep, you should at least leave a meter of leader line. To determine the friction point, feel for any rubbing on the line while fishing. Once you notice where the line is being abraded, that's the spot. If the main PE line is getting worn, immediately replace and lengthen the leader line. Otherwise, you risk losing your tackle or breaking the line. Long-distance casting. The more guides the leader knot passes through during casting, the more it affects the casting distance. The leader knot should ideally be just outside the top guide. For example, when casting, if you leave 80 centimeters of line outside, the leader length should be slightly shorter than that, so the leader knot sits right outside the top guide. Special conditions. For fish that are timid or in heavily pressured fishing areas, you can use a longer leader to increase concealment. For fish with sharp teeth that can easily cut the line, like pompano or mackerel, you can increase the leader size if there's no risk of snagging. This will improve bite resistance. However, because the knot for a larger leader will be bigger, it will greatly affect casting, so keep it as short as possible to avoid passing through the top guide. Finally, let's talk about selecting the appropriate leader line. Use a leader line that is twice the strength of your PE line. For instance, if you're using a number 1 PE line, a number 2 fluorocarbon leader will suffice. If you're dealing with fish that cut lines easily or in areas with many obstacles, you can slightly increase the leader size, but it's recommended not to exceed 2.5 times the PE line strength.